Welcome to today's orientation session. We will be covering tables and spacing. I will be pausing for questions as we go along. If anyone's having any trouble seeing my screen, you should be seeing a blue orientation session website. You're welcome to open your own website and follow along and work on tables and spacing in your own website, or you're welcome to review, just listen and watch. We will be recording this session so that you can review it later. And again, as always, if you have questions, you are more than welcome to give us a call at 888-332-5316. You can also reach us through email at support@eVetSites.com. Please let me know if you're having any trouble hearing me. And I just want to make sure you can see my screen. Okay, so let's get started here. So in this orientation, we're going to be concentrating a lot on spacing of images and then tables. I know a lot of you are probably curious about why do we even use tables. So everyone should be on a responsive website design. If you're on an older site, there's a chance that you still might be using one of the older templates, and we are offering complimentary makeovers. So if you would like to upgrade, it is complimentary, and we want to make sure that your website is optimized so that if your clients are looking and searching for you on mobile devices, that your website comes up and they don't have to scroll a lot to see all the material. Responsive design means that it will respond to whatever device that they're on. Okay, so let's get started first with images and pictures and spacing. Now if it's just pictures and words, you're going to want to click edit content here. Okay. Oh, first of all, you're going to want to log into your website. Excuse me. Click the key down here. Log in, and then once you're logged in, at the top you're going to have all the different options for editing. This just jumped to it because I'd already been logged in right before the session, but you click edit content. Alright, so say I want to replace this picture. I can just backspace. If I have an image that I want to upload, or if I want to use one of the stock images, I have to first click insert edit image, click on the source. Okay, you can pick one of the stock images here, or you can upload. Now, depending upon the image, it might be a large image. You want to probably stick between 250 and 400 pixels. And what I do is I click on the first number, I'll change the first number, and then I'll click on the gray space. It'll automatically change the second number. I want to keep the proportions constrained just because it'll distort the image if not. Click OK. So you see this put the image right here. Well, I want the words to wrap around the image, and I want a little buffer between the words and the picture. How do I get there? How do I do that? Double click on the image. We're back at this screen to insert edit image. We have the advanced tab here. I want to align this to the left. Now you can align to the left, center, or right, which is going to place the picture and have the text wrap around it. And then I'm going to give it a right margin of 10 pixels. This is going to give a buffer between the words and the picture. Okay? And you might want to give it a bottom margin as well, just because there you have a lot of text and it wraps around. Now you can also give the picture a border. You can pick a color here, any color that you wish. Click OK, and then you can click the border width, and I'm going to give it a 5 pixel border. Click OK. And now here we are, we have our picture. It's aligned to the left, the text is over on the right. We have our border. Make sure you're clicking Save Content. And we can close out of here. Now you will see a little bit of difference between the editor and then how it looks on your web page based on spacing. So in the editor, all the text was to the right here. Well, now it is wrapping around based on the space that it has. Okay. Any questions so far about when you're inserting an image and creating that space to the right, the alignment? You can raise your hand or you can type into the questions screener. I'll try to pause throughout the session. But please don't hesitate and asking questions. We definitely want to get all your questions answered today. Alright, so let's move on to a different page. So the staff pages. We do get a lot of questions on this, which is why we're holding today's orientation session concentrating on this. It can be a little tricky. Again, we do put the tables in. You'll see tables on the staff pages. You'll see tables over here in the common content. We'll touch upon that as well. But let's go ahead and look at the staff page. Let's click Edit Content. Okay. So we're in here now. How do you know that you're using a table? I know you see all these little boxes and everything, but if you click here, you're going to see these little boxes. Now, some people will want to, it's intuitive to kind of click and drag these boxes. You actually don't want to resize your boxes this way, and I'll show you why in just a moment. We get you started with the table, and there may be a few, you know, placeholders in here. And if you have more staff that you want to add, what you'll want to do is just click somewhere in the table, right click, insert row after, and we usually keep a space row in between the pictures just so that it looks good on the page, and insert a row again after. So you're going to insert two, and you'll insert the bio here and then picture. Again, you can change this up. Some people like to have pictures and text alternating, and you're welcome to do that as well. Okay. And make sure you're saving your content as you go. Okay. Now with these tables, you can play with the color background. So if you right click anywhere and you want to change the color, you can go to Cell Properties. Okay. You can change the alignment here of the text pictures within the cell. Okay, you can also give it a border. You can also give it a background color. So say we want to highlight something. You can click on a color, click OK, and it's going to highlight that background. Okay, so you can edit the cells. Now sometimes if you have resized the boxes and maybe it puts the text off the page a little bit, if you right click and do table properties, see this height right here? We actually don't want anything here, and we want to keep it at 100%. Now if you're clicking those boxes, it's going to fill in the width and height with numbers, which is going to throw the spacing off when the website is actually displaying on your screen or your mobile device. So you want to keep the width at 100%. Click OK and make sure you're saving your content. Okay. Now if you're starting a page from scratch, you can also insert a table. So we'll just, for example, we'll insert another table down here. Go to Table, Insert Table. You can click how many rows. So you can choose to display your information in a table. Again, if you're adding pictures and text, and you want it to be displayed and the spacing's a little bit off, you'll want to put it in a table. Okay, so you can design your table and then insert your text. So say you have, maybe services, and maybe you wanted to include your pricing or something. You can make these tables into looking whatever you would like. Okay. So again, these tables are to help you display information on your website, and then when it displays on a mobile device, it's going to collapse down and keep that spacing, everything looking good for you. Okay. Any questions so far on inserting a table, inserting the text, changing the width, or the spacing, and why we're not changing the with using these boxes? You can raise your hand, or you can type into the question box, and I'd be happy to help you. Okay. Now we also use tables other places as well. You see over here, you may not know that this is a table, but we're going to go in and look at this common content. So to edit the common content header or footer, you're going to go into Admin Home. Under Administration, you can find the site header content, the site footer content, and the site common content. We're going to click on the common content. Again, you're going to see the same editor. Okay. And again, when I click somewhere in here, you see the boxes pop up so that this is a table. Okay. Again, to edit, you would just start typing here. Okay. You can change the font sizes and everything as well. Again, if you needed to highlight cells or change the row properties, right click. Okay. Oops, right click and then say row properties. Advanced, you can choose a background color. So, perhaps you have special hours on Monday, or you're closed on Mondays, or you just want to highlight, for whatever reason. You can click in here, pick a color, and highlight those boxes. Okay. All right. Any questions so far? Okay. So you might notice too, if you go to your header content, that it is also in a box. Again, we're putting things in tables for spacing so that when it collapses down on your client's mobile device that it's going to look correct. Okay. Again, if we were to add, say, a picture or a logo in here, we could add a column. I'm going to insert a column before. Alright, and say I wanted to, say I already had my logo uploaded. If it's not already uploaded, you can click Source and click the Upload button here. Okay. Under Image Bank, I'm actually going to go in and just use something under Icons to put in there. And let's see here, we'll just use a placeholder. Or maybe I just want to use a Contact Us, that would be a good one. So you can have your logo, or you could, use this button to go to the contact page. Again, any set of words or pictures can be hyperlinked to either a page within your website or to an outside website. And again, you click Insert Edit Link here. Link list, I'd want it to go to our Contact Us page. Click OK and click Update. Okay. Depending upon the template that you're using, and we'll just take a quick peek. I'm going to go ahead and update this, and I'm going to go back to my website because there's a chance that it may, so it collapses down here because we have all these pictures over here. Now, depending upon the template, the spacing, we may need to change the spacing of, or the percentage of the table that each cell takes up. So again, you see things wrapping around here. If we want to make this a smaller box, then we could go in and say, that this cell we would do 20%, and then maybe make the cell and then the cell 40%. You do want to keep the table at 100%, but you can change those sizes to manipulate that. And again, if you have trouble with this, we are more than happy to jump on a TeamViewer session and work with you directly on your website. Okay. Alright, so let's go back to our staff. Alright, so looking at this page, some people might upload a picture and think, oh, it's not the same size, or I want them to be the same size. How do we get them to be the same size? Let's go look at that. Alright, so if you double click on this image, it's 200 by 300. Okay, let's double click on this image. And again, it's 200 by 300. But say I just inserted this picture. I'm going to double click on it. It's 250 by 250. So I want to make the first number 200 because that's what my other ones are, but it's not by 300. If you made this by 300, it's going to distort a little bit, but we'll just click OK. Again, the others are centered. Now you might have an image that you've taken, all the pictures are vertical, but this one's landscape. Okay, you can edit those images. So let's just insert another photo here, but I'm going to edit it before I actually insert it. So let's go to Insert Edit Image. Let's go to Source, and let's find an image here. Say this koala bear is one of our staff members. We're just going to use it as a placeholder. Like, oops, I didn't mean to click on it that way. Alright, now when you're in here, you can actually right click on this image. Okay, you can click Edit. It's going to bring up our image here. Now we can crop this, resize it, flip and rotate it. So say you've uploaded an image and it's sideways and you need to rotate it. You can come here to do that. Okay, I want to resize this. It's going to keep the proportions constrained. So again, I want it by 200. And it's going to make it a little bit smaller. But I think I want to crop it just a little bit, just so it gives the illusion that the picture was taken vertically instead of horizontally. Okay, and you can apply that. Okay, it will look like it's zoomed in a little bit, just so you know. So when you do these, they will look a little bit different. You can save the image. I recommend saving it as a different name so that you still retain your original image, because you may need to go back to that at some point, which is fine to do. Okay, and again, it'll be in this list now as Koala 5, and you can go and insert that image. Okay, and again, make sure you're saving your content as you go. All right, I'm going to pause real quick just for questions. If you're following along and you're looking at your website and something's amiss, let me know. I am going to show you though a common again what it looks like if you were to accidentally click on one of these, okay, these boxes, and you're moving the size of it. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Let's go take a look. So as you can see, the spacing here is a little off. We lost the pictures that were there before. We've lost those top rows. If we had a lot of text in here, and I'm just going to put some text in here, and you'll see how it comes off the page. And I'm doing this just so that if you see something like this on your website, that not to be alarmed, it's an easy fix. So again, it's just because I moved those boxes. You go to Edit Content, Table Properties. Alright, so see how it has those in there? I would just go ahead and delete that, and I would change this back to 100%. And this is Table Properties. You want to make sure you're under Table Properties and not Cell Properties. Okay, and save your content. And there we go. So now our bio is wrapping around again. Okay. Other places you might want to use a table. These are not originally in a table, but if you have a lot of social media icons, you might want to use a table, because again, it's going to change the way it looks on a mobile device. And if you have a smartphone, you can make changes or saves, or you can look at your website and see if you're having to scroll left to right on your mobile device, it means something's off with spacing somewhere. If you can't find it, we are more than happy to help you to work on that. Now again, if you're working on your staff page and you're editing it, or you have a lot of staff that has either come and gone, or everyone has new pictures, but you don't have time to edit it all at the same time. Just a note too, you can go into edit menu. Okay, you can add a sublevel here that we're going to go ahead and hide. So this is going to be your editing page, and we'll just say staff edits. Again, this is just a hidden page behind the scenes. How do you know that it's a hidden page? Hidden page, yes, is clicked down here, but it's in parentheses. So once I've saved that information, any hidden page will be in parentheses. So you can see the calendar down here is also hidden, meaning that the public cannot see these pages, but that when you're logged in as an admin, you will still be able to edit and see these pages. They just won't be public. Let me go to this new page that we created, staff edits page. It's a blank page, but I want to go ahead and I have the ability down here to copy the content from that staff page or any page that I want to edit, that I may not have, the full time, or I want to have, either the staff review the page before it goes live. You can come here, copy the content from any of the pages, go ahead and save. And you can edit this page to your heart's content, review it, and then you can either make it the live page, or you can go into the source code and copy all of this and paste it on the live page. There's a couple ways to do that. Again, if you're nervous or unsure of it, please give us a call. We can jump on a team viewer session. We are more than happy to walk through your website individually with you. Okay. Again, going to pause a moment here. If you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand. I can unmute you and we can talk. Or if you want to type into the question screener, I am more than happy to help you with that as well. Again, just taking a few moments to pause here. Just a note too, we were talking about the hours and changing the hours over here in the common content. We do get you started with an hours page. You don't have to use this page, but just a note that when you change the hours here, it does not change the hours over here in the common content. You do need to go on the page or on the common content to change, and then also individually on the page to change those hours. Okay. All right. So we have quite a bit of time. I'm going to go through some of the other page types. Again, if you have any questions specifically related to your website, please raise your hand or type a question in. Chances are other people have that question as well, and we'd love to answer that for you. Okay. Again, everything's editable. The header here, the common content, and then the footer content down here. Okay. Under our services, again, you can add pictures anywhere to change the spacing. Again, you could go into edit content. Double click on an image. Under advanced, I have it aligned to the left. Again, I'm giving it those margins. Okay. Down here we have little icons that are images. As you can see, services here is linked to a page. You can highlight, you can link any set of words or pictures to either a page within your website or to an outside website. Again, with images, most of the images that you're going to upload from your digital cameras are going to be of really high resolution. So just so you know that you will want to look at those dimensions pretty carefully when you're editing pages. Okay. So for example, let's see how 1024 by 768. This is a huge image. If you forget, again, if we were to insert this, it is going to be quite a large image, and it's actually oh, there we go. Pretty large here, but again, you can fix this by double clicking on the image, changing these dimensions. Okay, and clicking OK. And just so you know too, image description, you can type in here penguins, you can type in your clinic. Again, when the search engines are crawling your website, they are going to crawl all of this information as well. So everything counts when it comes to SEO. SEO standing for search engine optimization. Again, we have separate orientations for that. We do have one coming up next week specific to SEO. We also have videos as well if you don't have time to attend the live session. Okay. Again, going to pause for questions. This is one of our shorter orientations. We don't go through everything we do in the general orientation. We're specifically looking at tables and images in this orientation. If I have not answered your questions or shown you something that you were hoping to know, please type into the question screener. We have plenty of time to go over questions. If not, this does conclude our session for tables and images. I will hold on for questions though if you have any.